I've got you covered with all the immediate football card takeaways from the preseason Week 3 Friday and Saturday games.
Let's go! Come on!
The Panthers, the Patriots, the Saints, including the big coming out party for Tua, Tom Brady makes an appearance, and much, much more. So we've got some great analysis for you in today's video, so let's dig in. 2022 Mosaic draft picks are live. Hobby Box is currently selling for $249.95. Configuration 15 cards per pack, 2 packs per box. That's only 30 cards, but you get 2 autographs. All right, the Bills at the Panthers. The first major takeaway is Baker Mayfield's confirmed starting job heading into Week 1 and beyond. He actually had a great performance against the Bills last night, going 9 for 15, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 21-yard long pass, 116.4 quarterback rating. Sam Darnold got injured in this game, looks like a high ankle sprain. We also know that Matt Corral is already injured, so Baker Mayfield is going to be the starter for the Carolina Panthers in the foreseeable future. And they get that very, very juicy revenge matchup Week 1 Sunday afternoon. And you can see the cards that are trending up for Baker. His Select PSA 10, Prism Disco PSA 10 up 17.5%, Base Prism PSA 10 up 17%, but could these go up more? Let's look at the chart to get a better understanding. Look at what they were a year ago heading into the season, coming off of that high. I mean, guys, you got to remember, in 2020, he had some of the best deep ball completion numbers in the NFL, took the Browns to their first playoff win in probably 10 to 20 years. And so coming into 2021, he was incredibly hyped up. This card was a $350 card, but he battled with injuries. He decided to try and play through those injuries, and that really affected the trajectory for the rest of the season, including the eventual exile from the Cleveland Browns to now. That card is slightly up. Like if you were to go and look at the 1 month chart, the trend currently at 120. But according to the 1 year chart, you know, that's still way down from where it was at its peak at 353. And of course, if we comp that out across his draft class, like we have done in the past, we can see that according to the Prism compare between Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker, Kyler, and Saquon, Josh Allen, of course, up here at the top, $635 latest transaction, actually about $700 trend on that card. Lamar Jackson, a $400 card. Baker Mayfield, $125, that trend of $119. And the Kyler Murray recently had a little dip there from $155 on the Kyler, and Saquon steady around $85. So definitely room for the Baker Mayfield card to go up, especially if they beat the Browns Week 1 in that revenge game. And let's look at the latest transactions. Here we are, August 27th, and there are significant amount of transactions. This is all August 27th transactions this morning. I like to see these buy it now transactions. That is a clear definition, a clear indication of hype, plus some auctions being sold. There's a variety of cards ranging from entry level to base cards that are graded in good condition here. Here's the PSA 10 buy it now that sold for $123, so we can already see that trend continue to go up. I can easily see that card get to $200, $250 if they beat the Browns Week 1. The next major takeaway is the fact that James Cook is definitely the RB3 on this roster. Devin Singletary and Zach Moss are still ahead of James Cook on the depth chart, but if the dip goes low enough on James Cook, currently it is not low. People are still buying. He still has that name recognition, being Dalvin Cook's little brother. Notable draft capital spent on him day 2, and there's still limited supply available for him. And as more cards trickle out into the market, these values should level out a little bit better. But right now, these cards are still very expensive in auction, $46, $50 for a non-serial numbered sticker autograph card from a lesser desirable set like Legacy, still being overvalued. You can see what the Bowman Chrome autos are going for, $35. So if you have them, I would definitely look at selling them or just holding them for a potential James Cook breakout, but it's going to require at this point a Devin Singletary and or Zach Moss injury. Now real quick, if you're new here, welcome to the Football Card Quest. My name is Andy. If you want to learn all about football card collecting and investing, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single step on the quest. Now by far the biggest loser from last night's game was Drew Lock of the Seattle Seahawks. Immediately after the game, named Geno Smith as the starter week 1 and the starter moving forward for the foreseeable future after Drew Lock threw 3 interceptions on 24 pass attempts. They gave him a quarterback rating of 51.2. So you can see there were a few transactions yesterday, still a few transactions today. So if people are willing to buy your Drew Lock cards this morning, absolutely take those offers. You can see these are 2 buy it now transactions today. Not going for a whole lot, but people are still buying these as if he has any remote shot at starting in the NFL this year. And unless Geno Smith breaks something, gets hurt, Drew Lock is not going to start. So on the other hand, I went and looked at the sold transactions for Geno Smith, and this guy is heading into his 9th year. So you go back to 2013. If you want to potentially take some flyers on him, understand Seattle's not a great team. They're not expected to make it very far in the power rankings this year in the NFL. But if you wanted to take some flyers on Geno Smith, I understand it. They're very cheap. I would actually look at Select specifically. This is the first year Select was made. I think the design is a lot more desirable than the Prism from 2013, which you can see right there. There's also rookie ticket autos. They're always very liquid, very desirable from any year, so those are always great. Topps Chrome also made an incredible product from that year. On-card autographs. It's a lovely chrome design with a little rookie card logo in the bottom right. That's another premium set. I would stay away from the finest. I would stay away from some of the cards that are outside of that, but I get it if you want to invest in them at $25 or $30 rookie ticket auto. I mean, that's an interesting little flyer. Now, on the other side of the ball in the Dallas Cowboys, they rested a lot of their starters, but Jalen Tolbert did get some playing time, and we know now that Jalen Tolbert is going to be locked in. He's going to get a lot of playing time in the regular season and 3 wide receiver sets. The guy is still very good draft profile out of South Alabama and excelled throughout the draft process. And right now you can see the Mosaic draft picks going for under $20. These are cheaper than James Cook cards, and he's on the Dallas Cowboys, the largest market in the NFL. And the cards, in my opinion, compared to other 2022 rookies, are very inexpensive. You can see this same card that was selling for almost $50 for James Cook is now selling for about $20 to $25 for Jalen Tolbert, which absolutely signals me that this is a good buy. If I can get these for under $20, these autographed Jalen Tolbert cards, I'm going to buy them all day. They get the Bucs opening weekend, Sunday night. It's going to be a shootout. I absolutely want to have some Jalen Tolbert cards, even if they're college uniform, as long as they're autographed and they're serial numbered. Something like this college ticket for around $10. An absolute smash play in my opinion. So keep that on your radar, guys. Chargers at the Saints. This was a big coming out party for Jameis Winston here, guys. Jameis Winston is starting to pick up some hype after going 4 for 4 in this game. Limited playing time, right? But he goes 4 for 4 on 59 yards, throwing up a 20-yard long pass, hitting Jarvis Landry out there, putting up almost 120 quarterback rating. And if you go back to when they beat the Packers week 1 of last year, that was almost a $300 card, his base Prism PSA 10 from 2015. Right now, that card's still at $100. A lot of room for growth, in my opinion, for the Jameis Winston rookie cards right now. And I think you could look at a variety of cards for him from 2015. Of course, the Prism's going to be the most liquid. This is the short print photo variation right here. You can see that's up 9%. But definitely Topps Chrome makes some interesting products. I'm not crazy about that picture or the variations from Topps Chrome in 2015. Honestly, if I were you, I'd stick with the Prism or look at those rookie ticket autos. Latest transactions on Jameis Winston. You can see a variety of cards selling right here today. This morning, people are actively seeking out those Jameis Winston cards and purchasing them in buy it now format. That's how you know the hype and the demand is absolutely picking up for old Jameis here. This was an absolute steal yesterday in auction. Base Prism SGC 10 for $29 plus $5 shipping. That's an absolute steal on Jameis. Talking about stacking Jameis with Michael Thomas out already with a hamstring injury, and if there is a possibility of him missing extended time this year, you got to bump up Jarvis Landry. You got to bump up Chris Olave. Let's look at the current transactions around Jarvis Landry. Let's see if there's still value there to soak up. Absolutely. If you can get a Topps Chrome autograph rookie card, BGS 9 Auto 10 for around $20, that's an absolute steal. A National Treasures booklet with the autograph for $89. That's right in line where I would feel comfortable investing in. Juice has got a big reputation. He's back in his home team, Louisiana, after going to LSU. And some of these cards are just very, very inexpensive for him. He's a great value buy right now in the football card market. I would argue the same thing for Chris Olave. I'm seeing some prices on Chris Olave going very cheap. We know the Saints moved up to get him. Now this is where there could be quite a bit of variance between the sold prices of Chris Olave, right? He's actively moving up the depth chart, caught a 19-yard pass in this game. I mean, we just know that he is going to have those boom games this year. He was a first-round draft pick, and if you can find autograph stuff for around $20 to $25 on them, it's definitely worth a flyer. Now, if you're buying in at $40 to $50, you're going to have a harder time making money on that card because of the price point that you're buying in at and the increased supply as the weeks and months go on here. Mark Ingram. I actually got an offer on a couple 2011 Topps Chrome Mark Ingram rookie cards that I have. He's still got juice in the tank. He's the oldest running back in the league. I mean, at this point, this guy is a fringe Hall of Famer based on his production, but he's just always been very solid, very consistent, put up 2 touchdowns in this preseason game. So this is a great time if you've held Mark Ingram cards for quite a while. I mean, he could even be worth throwing a couple in flyers down on, because just having been around the world, man, he started out with the Saints, now he's back there, and this is where he's going to finish his career. I would kind of avoid the backup running backs for the Los Angeles Chargers, but if you wanted to look at one potential to invest in right now, it seems that Joshua Kelly's got a pretty firm grip on the backup job there. He's got an interesting speed score, agility score, middle of the pack, but I like the fact that he went to UCLA, so he's not far from home there, the Los Angeles Chargers. There's definitely some Joshua Kelly fans out there and believers. You can see that he does have some sold transactions. I'm specifically looking at his autograph rookie cards here. They're very cheap, but man, somebody's throwing down some serious money on a 1/1 Joshua Kelly there with the RS at the end, over $200. I mean, there are definitely people out there that want to throw down some money on Joshua Kelly. Look at all these autograph rookie card transactions popping off here in the past couple days. I believe Mac Jones' prices are taking another hit. We already know he's fell below what Trey Lance and Trevor Lawrence rookie cards are trading at when you compare a similar card in scarcity. But we can still see a lot of transactions for him. Ultimately, I think Mac Jones cards are still inflated. If you look at a Silver Prism Auto, that's about $630. There's just so many other quarterbacks that have a lot more merit to their resume in the NFL that I can invest in, a much lower that present a higher upside. But if you got them, you could absolutely look at taking profits. And if you're taking some of those profits, I would look at buying into Ramondre Stevenson. In this game last night, Ty Montgomery, who was functioning as their receiving down back after James White retired, is now carted off the field with an injury, and now Ramondre Stevenson has moved up that depth chart even more. So I think this is even more opportunities for the all-purpose running back, that it shows an incredible skill set of breaking tackles, of being just so physical of a runner with good vision, good burst, and very soft hands, a great receiving profile. And you can absolutely see that the prices have gone up pretty significantly on Ramondre Stevenson. If I were to look at the base Optic Contenders rookie ticket auto, this was a card I was just able to get for about $10 to $15 before training camp started, and now this card is going up from anywhere to $20 to $30. Of course, these Optic Hollow autograph cards are on card. They're beautiful. They're serial numbered. They're about $100 now at this point. Now, he's a guy that I'm absolutely watching that. If I can buy rookie ticket autos for under $20 still, I'm absolutely going to take advantage of that. Like 2 days ago, a nice little snipe right there. I'm going to take advantage of these auctions that are closing on Optic Contender rookie ticket autos under $20 all day long on Ramondre Stevens. Another interesting running back prospect that I love to target on the Las Vegas Raiders is Zamir White. He did put up a touchdown in this game. He had the highest yards per carry average of all the Raiders running backs with 3.4. Climbing the depth chart, get a hot hand. He's one of those spike week guys. And I'm looking at the price point and comparing it to those James Cooks and those Jalen Tolberts and the Chris Olaves. When I see college ticket autos going for under 20, stuff like these in the zone reds out of 75 for 20, that presents some nice upside. Another guy to keep your eye on in auctions, potentially snipe. Massive news from yesterday, and this is not even preseason related. Brian Robinson, the rookie running back for the Washington Commanders, carjacked and shot in both the glute, the hip, and the lower leg. This is absolutely wild turn of events. Unfortunately for him, it is not life-threatening, and Ron Rivera has released new tidbits. The fact that he may be released from the hospital today, and he may be able to go home, and he should be able to get back on the playing field by the end of the season. But of course, if you got cards like these right here, you can still continue to sell them right now, or you could hold them. But just understand that if you're holding them, you want to be sure that you're holding something that is very rare, because as new sets are released, as sets with him in his pro uniform are released, these cards right here are going to inherently lose some value. So definitely understand that. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of people still buying, but this is going to fall off as he is going to take the remainder of the majority of the season to recover from those gunshot wounds. So prayers out to him and his family that hopefully he fully recovers and gets back on the football field. On the other hand, Antonio Gibson, who has been cratering the last few weeks and having that rookie card crater in value, and people are still not convinced that he's going to re-seize that role. The reason why I've been investing in Antonio Gibson throughout the summer is because of that athletic profile and just an insane height-adjusted speed score. But you can see there's not just immediately a ton of hype and transactions popping off for him. For one thing, it is the Washington Commanders, and a lot of people are just kind of down on that franchise in general right now. But also, it's really going to require him to produce at the level that warrants those values. So he's definitely a buy. He's definitely a buy just based on the athletic profile, and now he's going to see an increased workload. The Washington Commanders rested virtually all their starters in this game, which led rise to Sam Howell playing the entire game, going 24 for 35, 280 yards, a touchdown, a long of 28 yards. He did take 5 sacks in this game, but he also showed once again his ability to rush the ball, going 8 carries for 62 yards, 102.1 quarterback rating. You can see the sold transactions continuing to pick up for Sam Howell, as it's pretty apparent if anything happens to Carson Wentz like last year, spraining both ankles, Sam Howell is going to get that start. He's got some very good athletic metrics that back him up being a competent NFL quarterback. And you can see people wanting to invest in him. $70 for a legacy refractor silver prism rookie card. What's neat is that these legacy rookie cards do have that Washington football logo, that NFL team logo at the bottom right, and a RC logo at the top left, plus the big rookie text. I see these cards being very liquid. A lot of these cards have been selling for 2022 rookie. Moving on to the Bears at the Browns, Justin Fields gets a lot of playing time in this game, going 14 for 16, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns in this game. So Justin Fields absolutely picking up some hype, even though the offensive line is so bad in Chicago. Justin Fields using his legs, 2 carries, 11 yards, but just demonstrating the ability to extend plays and find guys open, making a nice touchdown here to Cole Kmet. You can see a lot of buy it now transactions pop off for Justin Fields. We talked about the massive fan base size for Chicago, and the fact that he has that early first round draft capital in Chicago has been rabid for a franchise quarterback. Now, I'm still not touching Justin Fields cards just because of the strength of schedule and the poor play from Chicago's offensive line. They get the 49ers week 1, and I guarantee you Joey Bosa is going to be wreaking havoc in that Chicago backfield. But if there was one guy I do want to invest in on Chicago right now, is Cole Kmet. The tight end is a true dual threat tight end, excels in run block and excels at receiving, and he's very young. Absolutely love investing at Cole Kmet. Prices are still very cheap. You can see a lot of transactions popping off for him yesterday, as he did get 3 of those targets that he converted for 3 receptions, 36 yards, and a touchdown. 2020 Panini Origins Cole Kmet autograph on-card auto numbered out of 25, going for around $50 from Canada. There's another one of those legacy cards we just talked about. Very cheap for that because it's been out for a while. A lot of availability, a lot of different options for Cole Kmet out of 2020. Leica, Optic, Contenders, Rookie Ticket Auto, Orange Prism numbered out of 50 for $65 plus $5 shipping. On the other side of the ball, Jacoby Brissette saw a lot of playing time, going 13 for 23, 109 yards, did throw an interception, but a lot of his passes did look quite accurate in this game. Had a long pass of 20 yards. You can definitely see people are throwing some flyers on Jacoby Brissette. He looked pretty accurate in this game. His cards are still very cheap. He is going to probably start the first 11 games for the Cleveland Browns while Deshaun Watson is still out with serving a suspension. I get more excited in investing in some of the rookies on Cleveland, including David Bell. He went 3 for 3 in this game on 36 yards. I like the athletic profile of David Bell. I like what he did in college. I like the day 2 draft pick on him, and we can see that people agree with these purchases here. A lot of purchases around David Bell in his college uniform, just like we're seeing for these 2022 rookies. But of course, you've got the Prestige. The Prestige I like because it's got the Cleveland Brown helmet in the bottom left, the rookie card logo in the top right, similar to the way the Legacy looks with the NFL logo in the bottom right, the rookie card logo in the top left. So if I had to pick 2 cards from 2022 Chronicles draft picks, it would be the Legacy, which now has its own set out, and it would be the Prestige, which is going to have its own set out here pretty soon. I'm also going to continue to try and buy David Njoku cards at value if I can find them. Orange or red prism refractor, red silver prism for $20 and buy it now. That was 3 days ago. David Njoku, nice cards, are hard to find because they're from 2017. So if I can get a silver prism auto for around $30 to $35, that is a pretty nice spot to buy in a David Njoku at. He's an incredible receiving tight end, insane athletic profile. Very excited. This was another deal right here, $10, $11 for a serial numbered orange color match rookie prism. Love that deal as well. Now let's talk about this Eagles-Dolphins game, because this game was massive for the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa starting the game, had Tyreek Hill out there. What happened? The cheetah got loose in South Florida. Tua makes a big throw to Tyreek. We can see the percentage change in Tua's graded card sales on eBay up for a variety of different cards. People are starting to reach more and more on those Tua cards. Look at the 80% change here in the reactive green PSA 10. If we go over to eBay and just look at the buy it now sold transactions for Tua cards, you can see people starting to spend more and more. A lot of buy it now transactions. Look at this silver prism rookie ticket auto going for around $500. People now starting to buy more of these mosaic cards that have some nice color chrome finish pop to them, and they're starting to pay 10, 15, 20 bucks. We're seeing prices creep up. People are spending some serious money as well. Graded National Treasures, graded purple shot cards. Tyreek, on the other hand, not getting so many transactions. There is definitely a percentage increase in Tyreek Hill's Prism rookie cards from 2016. But if we were to look at the 1-year chart for this, the trend over the past transaction, yes. And you notice here, buy it now Thursday, August 25th. Buy it now 155 Sunday, August 21st. But look over the entire year. Look at where they were at the beginning of last season with the Chiefs. This is about a $300 card. So still down from where they were ultimately at, because there's a lot of people not quite sold on the Miami Dolphins. There's also a lot of people that are just out on Tyreek Hill because of his off the field antics, the domestic disturbance / domestic violence issues that he's had in the past. But if you are looking at Tyreek Hill, you're going to see that one of his most liquid cards, the 2016 Optic, this was the first year that Optic was made. Some of these are going pretty high. This red Prism rookie in auction yesterday on game day, ending for about $100. That's a very solid closing point. These base Optic cards now up to close to $20. That was a deal someone got right there on a Prism Silver, which comes standard silver out of the box for 2016, 2017 rookies, going up in value. One interesting deep target, deep sleeper investment, kind of planning for the future. If Tua were to get injured, I'm not convinced that Teddy Bridgewater would automatically earn that starting job. He may, but he may underperform to the point where Skyler Thompson, the rookie there, actually gets the starting job. He had 142.9 quarterback rating in his performance last night, and he's actually performed really well throughout the preseason. We don't like that best comparable Nathan Peterman, but I think he will get a shot here. He's out of Kansas State, 7th round draft pick, but has shown an ability in college to push the ball downfield with a decent quarterback rating, and he's actually excelled pretty well throughout this preseason process. And you can see that people are buying his 2022 rookie autograph cards. Just they're very cheap, and I don't know. He's definitely an interesting. Like, if I can get a quarterback rookie autograph card refractor from Bowman U for under $10, that presents a really nice upside. The Eagles rested most of their starters in that game, so we're going to move on to the Cardinals at the Titans. And the Cardinals rested virtually all their starters in this game, and so did the Titans. But Malik Willis, the rookie backup there, once again got a lot of playing time and once again looked very graceful under pressure in terms of his rushing upside, his rushing ability. You can see here the Panini Legacy Bronze Auto, numbered out of 35, going for 110. A lot of Malik Willis transactions going down yesterday. I think people are going to continue to buy and stash his cards in their collection because of the raw athletic ability and the talent and the upside that he brings to the NFL field if he does get a starting job. He has elite rushing upside with a cannon for an arm. And finally, he was able to convert one of those passes and a nice sidearm throw to Treylon Burks. And Treylon Burks finally got in the end zone and got on the board. Treylon Burks finally got him a little highlight reel from this game. And you can absolutely see this translate over into an increased demand for his rookie cards, both buy it now transactions and increased bids in his auction. And you can see here's a perfect example, another legacy premium penmanship auto out of 99 orange, selling for around 40, and I think that's a pretty good deal. Like this one, for example, Under the Lights from Legacy, it's got the rookie card logo. It's also got a nice big sticker autograph. This selling for 35 plus shipping, but it's numbered out of 60. I think that's a very good price point. So I'm going to continue to try and buy Treylon Burks. I'm continually looking out for his cards in auctions, trying to snipe them. This is going to be a little bit more competition now, but if you could still pull something like this off right here. I missed out on this one from 2 days ago. Rookie ticket auto, non-serial numbered, but his college ticket auto. Love this card. Super liquid, getting it for $34. Or, man, Treylon Burks gold cracked ice out of 25 for 55. So it'll be interesting to watch his auctions throughout this week and see what they go for. Eno Benjamin once again showed his upside in this game. Love Eno Benjamin as the backup running back. We know James Conner is frail. He's got a high fragility rating, and if there was one backup running back I want to stash, Eno Benjamin is definitely that guy for me in Arizona. And he's young, he's explosive, he made an incredible catch last night, and his cards are so cheap, and there's limited availability of his rookie cards. You're really looking at these rookie ticket autos, and here's a perfect example of the two different variations. When I can get them for under $10, that's a smash play. Tom Brady finally seeing the field. Tampa Bay versus the Colts. A little bit of a negative from this game because our center looks like he hurt his ankle, and he was already our backup center. So now we may be down a second center, but happy to have Tom Brady back on the football field playing. Had a couple passes to Mike Evans, Tyler Johnson, Leonard Fournette looks solid. So you can see the trend, the change of the last transaction. They're down for Brady, but obviously still insanely high, still the most hyped quarterback next to Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and especially when you consider the fact there's only 135 different rookie cards for Brady. I mean, these are just very expensive. PSA 10s for his 2000 Bowman. Currently, the trend around $12,300, and most of these you're going to see in auction. There's a big difference in the buy it now transaction. That was August 14th, but I can absolutely see, Brady is one of those guys. It's going to be contingent upon him leading to the Bucks to wins and overall another playoff appearance. Retirement announcement is probably going to be another spike or Super Bowl appearance. So Julio Jones definitely leveled off since the signing. Probably his most liquid card is going to be a Topps from 2011. This is right before Prism was starting being made, and you can see these cards are about 36. Some people got some deals because if you scroll down a little bit, you can see that in auction there was an $82 one, and this is the base Topps card. But Julio Jones having a nice catch in this game. He's going to get at least, I think, 30 to 40% snap share. He'll be out in the field, high leverage situations, probably draw away some double coverage from Mike Evans, and overall, obviously Mike Evans, I think this is a one-year deal for Julio. Try and help Tom Brady get back to one final Super Bowl to go out on top. Definitely good to see him back on the field. Mike Evans, Topps, PSA 10, autograph card, 29 out of 75, going for $200. A lot of interesting Topps, Bowman Chrome cards from 2014. Of course, the most liquid cards are going to be things like Immaculates. I actually feel like that's a pretty good deal right here, this $150 transaction yesterday. Definitely an increased amount of buy it now transactions, actually seeing him on the field, knowing he's healthy. Todd Bowles says he's 100%. Here's something I was looking at earlier, this super collector lot rainbow of Mike Evans Prism autograph cards. So man. I've got something though exciting to share with you guys soon around Mike Evans autograph cards. Shout out to one of our subscribers. More information coming on that soon, so stay tuned. Cameron Brate has very few autograph cards now. Knowing that Gronk is in fact really looks like he's retired. Cameron Brate really only has rookie ticket autos, and those are currently still $25 to $30, and that's through ComC. Everything else is even more expensive. You could argue that maybe this playoff out of 99 is a better buy at that $50 price point, but still, this one's a PSA 9 at 100. I mean, just so few cards there. Looking at the interview from Todd Bowles after the games, he did give updates on Mike Evans, who he said was 100%. He also spoke on the hamstring of Russell Gage and said that he's on week to week right now, and I think he will be back ready for week 1. He also talked about Chris Godwin, said he's been working out every single day. He's one of the hardest workers on the team. It's going to be hard to hold him out if he's healthy, so it looks like Chris Godwin's going to be back sooner rather than later as well. But if either one of those guys misses more time, extended time, we saw a lot of Tyler Johnson last night. We're going to see a pretty healthy snap share for Tyler Johnson. He had one drop, but overall his cards are still very cheap. Now, of course, I've got a lot of Tyler Johnson's cards, full disclosure, so I'm not buying more of them. But when you could get a Silver Prism rookie ticket auto for under $10, absolutely worth stashing. The guy was super dominant in college in Minnesota. He's just taking some time to actually develop. On the other side, Matt Ryan also getting an appearance. Michael Pittman Jr., Matt Ryan, it was okay. He only had 5 passing attempts, and he completed 5 of those for 59 yards. So overall, very solid, very solid. He did take one hard-hitting sack to the face, which was good to see that Bucks D-line get that kind of pressure, man. They were all over that. And his cards are relatively even. You can see the little reaches here and there. But it's really gonna, because of the age of Matt Ryan, it's a lot like Matthew Stafford last year signing with the Rams. It's gonna take those wins, those performance-driven metrics to drive the prices of Matt Ryan's cards up. On the other hand, Michael Pittman continuing to see sold transactions. That's a Jack Doyle, but continuing to see sold transactions, and his prices continue to matriculate up in value. You look at a 2020 Immaculate Michael Pittman Shadow Box rookie auto out of 99, currently going for about $80. I still think that's got a little room to growth. If you look at this one, an iMac out of 86, that 86 on there and the on-card autograph, that's a nice card, getting that for 55 out of ComC auction. So some of these Michael Pittman autograph cards still definitely present value. Now there are some that people are absolutely paying too much for, so it's volatile. We know he's the clear alpha there. He's clearly hyped up. He's had a great preseason, great camp. So people are continuing to reach more and more, but consistently the values, this 55, Only a little bit of juice left to squeeze out of that orange right there at 55.60 for a non-serial number 2020 Origins. Ultimately, I've got to kind of wait, stalk these in auction, potentially get lucky, but you can see a lot of competition in auctions, man. A lot of competition in auctions for Michael Pittman, even in these solds. Even in the solds, clearly Donruss there going for a hundo out of 35. So Michael Pittman, he's pretty high up there right now on the hype index. All right, guys, that's all the time we have today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night if you want to see a live money fantasy football draft that we're doing right here through Sleeper. It's going to be nothing but hobbyists in the draft. A lot of fun. I hope to see you guys there. I'll see you guys in that next video breaking down all the football card action and analysis. Peace. It's prediction time for week 1. Do you think Baker Mayfield and the Carolina Panthers can overtake the Cleveland Browns in week 1? Do you think Baker gets his revenge on his former team that exiled him? Let us know in the comments section below. Now back to the action.